So what's good, y'all? We back with another video. And over the past week, I've talked about my Eastern Conference standing predictions, my Western Conference standing predictions, and then I completely forgot about my NBA award predictions. For some reason, I don't know why, but obviously I have to make those considering how it's a part of every offseason and it's a major part of the predictions that people make before every season. And since we're right there to NBA preseason, literally, September 30th, first game of the preseason in the NBA, I decided to talk about my NBA award predictions, and I added an extra award, a Comeback Player of the Year award, kind of similar to how the NFL has one, just because I wanted to. To be honest, that's the main reason. Didn't have any particular reason, just wanted to add that in there. So let's get right into it, starting off with the Coach of the Year. And the Coach of the Year was pretty simple for me. I'm giving it to Michael Malone of the Denver Nuggets, and main reason is because I think the Denver Nuggets are going to have the best record in the NBA. They're going to come the closest to 60 wins. I have them at 59. And I just don't see a team on here that's going to surprise anybody. You know, for example, when Tom Thibodeau won the Coach of the Year in 2021, it was because the Knicks were a surprise team. They weren't supposed to be the number 4 seed in the East. They were supposed to be a bottom feeder in the conference. But when I look at my standings, I have a whole bunch of teams that are expected to be in the playoffs, that are going to be in the playoffs, and then I have a whole bunch of teams that are playing teams that are in the playing game. So it's there's no surprise. I don't have an Orlando Magic making the playoffs. If that happens, then I have to give it to that coach because that's a surprise. Or the Detroit Pistons, even though I'm high on them, I don't have them making the playoffs. But if it did happen, then Dwayne Casey would be taking home another award. But in this case, none of it happens. I don't think nothing changes much. I think all the teams that are supposed to make it to where they're supposed to make it, just make it. And Michael Malone is going to be the Coach of the Year, basically just for a simple reason. And it's because his team will have the best record in the league this season. Now, for Most Improved Player, this one was tough because I couldn't even think of anybody at first. I was really sitting there thinking is this player going to get enough minutes to do this? Or is this player, the team success going to play a factor? And I was like, you know what? Let me give it to Devin Vassell. I was like, you know what? Let me give it to him because, San Antonio isn't going to be a good team. In fact, I have them as one of the worst teams in basketball going into this season. But when I think of him as a player, with DeJounte Murray being out of the picture, he's going to get more touches now. He'll go from, he averaged 12 points per game this upcoming, or last season. I think he's going to boost that up to about 17, 18 points per game now. He'll get more touches. He'll be able to put the ball on the floor more and create for his own. Obviously, he'll get the catch and shoot looks. He plays some good defense as well. Now, obviously, team success, the team isn't going to be good. But I think he'll have a decent enough boost to be in the running. Another guy I was thinking of was Obi Toppin or Tyrese Halliburton because those guys, especially Tyrese, he can get a significant number boost considering that he's going to get a full year in Indiana. And in Obi Toppin's case, if Julius Randle wasn't starting the year with the Knicks and he was the starting power forward, I would have gave it to him because Tibbs loves to run his players into the ground and Obi would have got all those minutes and he would have had all those highlights. But since it's not happening, I think Devin Vassell is a pretty solid choice. But for this award, let me know who you guys think can win it because I had a hard time picking. Now for the Sixth Man of the Year, it came down to 2 players. It was either Tyler Hero winning it again or Jordan Poole. And I didn't want to be boring. I didn't want to pick Tyler Hero again. So I just give it to Jordan Poole. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are going to be the starting backcourt once again. So Jordan Poole will be coming off that bench. And he's going to give you the same production. I think he'll give you 18, 19 points per game. And he's going to shoot efficiently. And he's going to come in there and he's going to, kill everybody one-on-one and do what he has to do. The Warriors are going to be an elite team, and I think a big reason will be because of Jordan Poole coming off the bench. So I decided to give it to him. It was a pretty easy choice. But Sixth Man of the Year is kind of there was only 2 or 3 players that are in the running every single year. Last year, it was Kevin Love was in the running, but he never had a shot. Melo was in the running at some point, but he never had a shot. So it was easily Tyler Hero. But this year, I think Jordan Poole being in the picture makes it a little bit different. So for Defensive Player of the Year, I'm giving this to Bam Adebayo. He didn't win it the past 2 years. He deserved it but he didn't win it. I think this year he'll finally get it. There's a lot of great defenders in the league, but I think he's one of the best. I think he's one of the top 3, top 4 best defenders in the league, considering that he plays the center, but he can guard every position in basketball. We saw it in the playoffs. He comes up there and he traps the point guard. You're not scoring. Look at Trae Young. He struggled in the playoffs because Miami was trapping, and he was a big part of when they were trapping on the floor and getting the ball out of his hands. And Bam Adebayo can protect the rim with the best of them as well. We all know this. So I think he's going to win the award this year. He'll finally get that Defensive Player of the Year that he hasn't won the past 2 years, but he came very close to winning. Now for Rookie of the Year, we all know my prediction. Said it the past few months already, Paolo Banchero. And with Chet Holmgren being out of the way, it's a little bit easier. I don't think Jabari Smith is going to win it, but I do think that Jaden Ivey has a shot. I think he's going to come second in the running, but Banchero, he'll probably be the number 1, number 2 option on this Magic team, and he's going to get enough touches to the point where he'll be able to average 17 to 19 points per game as a rookie, have a really big impact on this Magic franchise. They won't win a ton of games, but they'll definitely be trending in the right direction, and Banchero should be a big part of that, so I got him winning the NBA Rookie of the Year award this upcoming season. Now for Comeback Player of the Year, this one was a little bit tough. I had 2 players in mind, Damian Lillard or Zion Williamson. And I decided to go with Zion because I think his team is going to be better, and I think he is going to have a really good year for this Pelican squad. I think he's going to average like 26 to 28 points per game, super efficient, highlight reel, and he is obviously like one of the future faces of the league. So if there was an award like this, he would win it. I think he's going to have an extremely good year, but this is no slight to Dame because I think Dame should bounce back for Portland and, with him being fully healthy, get back to being that 27, 28, 30 point per game guy. Now, lastly, the MVP award. The award that, every player wants to win when you're that guy outside of a championship. And this one was not too tough for me. I decided to go with Joel Embiid because he hadn't won it the past 2 years. So he has the narrative because he was the runner-up. So now he is like the guy that's going for the award. And I think this is the year where he wins it. Because when was the last time a player won 3 MVP awards in a row? I can't even remember. Somebody can let me know in the comments, or I'll just find out later myself. But Nikola Jokic, I don't think he's going to win 3 in a row. He'll have a really good year and he'll be in the running again, but I don't think he takes it home. I think Giannis is going to be in the running, the same guys. But I think Embiid, he has a narrative going for him. I think they're going to be a top 3 team in the East in Philadelphia. So, with that being, Joel Embiid being a guy that's going to give you 28, 29 points per game, be elite on both sides of the floor, average like 12 rebounds. It's pretty easy for me. I decided to give it to him. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some of your own thoughts on these awards. Let them, put them in the comments. Tell me who you think is going to win what award, or if you disagree with some of my award predictions or agree. Doesn't matter. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.